They've been ready to come out of these pots for a while. Today's the day you get to come out of your pots and into the high tunnel. One of the things on my to-do list today is to plant all of these tomatoes, which are various varieties, into the high tunnel. Another part of my to-do list today is to hang the strings to tie up the tomatoes in the high tunnel and to untangle and sort out this drip. And I'd also would like to get the strawberries planted. So I'm going to move the strawberries from there to in here and just get them staged. While I'm getting strawberries in, he's going to work on this door. He wants to swing open, so I'm not sure why it does. No. So we have a dead butterfly, but isn't it pretty? I might try to preserve it. Put it in a in some sort of frame. Isn't it pretty? I'm going to be running all 3 projects simultaneously. So strawberries are placed. I'm going to get the hooks hanging. And then I'm going to get the drip situated. And let's see how all this goes. Should go all right. I only ordered 20 of these hanging hooks. I don't know what I was thinking, but I've got more than that. So what happens is I'll let out some string and then they hang, and then I can tie the tomatoes and they can run vertically and be supported. They're not stretching out, so I'm going to have to string something along. Okay, change of plans. Plan B is I have some clothesline wire. I'll have to go get some more. I don't have enough. Well, let's see if we can make this work. But I gotta get this infrastructure in before I plant, obviously. And I'm not gonna have enough, so I'm gonna have to go to Holford and get some more. All right, after getting 4 between each bar, I realize that's too close for the tomatoes because they're going to get wide. This may still be too close, but I think it'll be all right. We'll do 3 in between each bar, which 20 takes me down about halfway. So at this point, I'll plant these, and then I'll need more wire and more hanging twine, which is good. So this project will go half and half. Half today, or half this weekend, and half next. So that's good. All right, so that part's done. Now we're gonna work on the drip. This is the mess of hose I've got, but I know what I've got. I just have to untangle it. I've got enough tubing and enough tape to make this work. I just have to remember how I have it. Just gotta get it untangled. All right, there's the end right there. I've got the drip sorted out. I've got one tube that goes all the way across, so when I'm ready to plant that side, I can tap into it. I've got a tube that comes this way. I've got extra tube to link it to the garden tube. And I've got tape that goes down the side. So what I've got to do now is to repair some of these emitters. I took the lines out, let's see, of this one and that one. So I'm going to plug those holes. I'm only going to run one tape down the strawberries. I'm going to run 2 tapes down the tomatoes here. And when I get that bed done, I'll run 2 tapes down it. I've got plenty of tape. I've got extra tape in the shed, and so I'm good, because this was an existing garden where this high tunnel is now. So the drip system, I don't have to, you know, it's maxed out. I can't add anything to it, but I've got plenty of parts to reconfigure. So I'm going to get these ready. I've got one place down there that I've got to redo, and then plug these and stake them down. And yeah, I think we're going to be all right. This is a connector. The drip irrigation system seems very confusing. It did to me at first, but once you start working with it, it's pretty easy. So I'm going to fix the place down here that's got a hole. Actually, I might not need that. And then close these up. So let's go down this way. All right, so, you know, not bad. I may have some other places I'll have to repair when I get it going, but so right now what I'm gonna do is cut this piece. And then I have it hooked here, so I'm just gonna forego this piece. I'm gonna toss it and pull it off. These screwed down, and this slides in. Actually, I've got an emitter right there, so I'm going to cut it down a little bit more. The emitters on this drip tape are every 6 inches. So I'm going to shove it down in there really tight, and then this part screws backwards, counterclockwise, up over the top of it, and skewer it. Now, when I turn the water on, I'll see if that squirts, and if it does, then I'll reposition it. Some people plant and set out their drip with their emitters down. I like them up. That way, if I have a problem, I can fix it. So I think either way is probably acceptable, whatever is easiest for you. All right, that one's repaired. Here, this is a connection. So I will connect this one and this one together. Don't want too many connections. You know, the fewer the better, because then you have more places that water will escape. But I do want to use my drip efficiently. I want to squeeze that one on there. And I ordered all my drip irrigation from DripWorks. I like that company. The products have lasted. I've had this irrigation system for 3 years now, and I haven't had any problems with it. It's on a timer. So I run at 30 minutes at 7 a.m. and 30 minutes at 7 p.m. and that seems to work just fine. All right, and this is not going to reach to the end of this row, so I'm going to probably have to add some more. Looks pretty good so far. And this is a little end cap, and what you do is you fold the end of your drip under, and one side is wide and one side is thin, and you put it in the wide side and push it up to the narrow side real tight, squeeze it in there real tight, and that stops the water from coming out the end, and it works perfectly. All right, so the strawberries are ready to go. All right, this is a little plug. We're gonna take this emitter out and put it in here. And then I'm gonna run the tube underneath the high tunnel board. All right, let's see if I can get it out. It's barbed, so it's a little hard to get it back out. Designed that way. Got it. So we're gonna put this cap in. and plug this hole up. I've started the drip. I've got a problem here that I've got to solve. Let's see how it looks inside. See if everything's working. Okay, this one's working to strawberries. This one's working. Yes, that's working all the way down. That's good. Okay, I don't have any breach here, so that's good. Everything's good there. Just pushing it down the line. This one's working. That one's working. And this one's working. Good. Okay. That's working. I've just got to get the one place. Whoop, I got a hole here. I've got one pot planted. I'm watering as I go. I'm also putting in some berry tone to help get these started because they've been moved. This will be twice now, so we want to make sure that these strawberries have the best possible chance to grow. Now the drip emitters are 6 inches apart, which is a little too close for the bigger strawberries. So if I've got some smaller ones, I am gonna do them every 6 inches. So it just depends. The larger ones, I'm gonna give them some space. And then they'll grow together. Hopefully, that's the plan, that they will grow together. All right, we're moving right along. Ever sweet. I ordered these about 3 years ago. They've been producing ever since. And hopefully here in this high tunnel, they'll produce year round. That's good, I don't hear it now. That's real good. Much better. It's coming along. I've got over half, a little bit over half of the strawberries in. And it's hot in here, but it's not terrible. There is a breeze coming through. We'll have electricity probably in about 2 weeks, and then the fans will be blowing full time, and that'll be great. But right now, with the side curtains open and the garage doors open, it's not too bad. And of course the shade cloth. So I'm going to finish up the strawberries today, and then I'm going to work on the tomatoes tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna get those done today. But we're gonna keep on going. We're almost done with the strawberries. And that way I can pull the plastic back around it and it'll go right into the roots, which is where it needs to go. And this is Friday, so I'll be able to water, supplemental water, tomorrow and Sunday. And that ought to really get the roots established in their new bed. Hello, little butterfly. Now you've got some flowers in here. I didn't have any flowers before, now you do. Yesterday I got the infrastructure in place and the drip has run this morning, so it's working. I've got most of the strawberries planted. I've got a little bit of section left, probably about 7 or 8 more strawberry plants. And then today, I'm gonna plant all these tomatoes and string up what I can. The rest I will wait and string up probably next week when I get back. So I've got water, I've got my berry tone to put in with the berries, and then I've got tomato tone to put in with the tomatoes. So we're going to get after finishing this project. It's cool in here this morning, so it's a good morning to work. Not really measuring this tone, this berry tone, just about a handful and then mix it up in there. And then taking these strawberries that are very healthy and have been growing in the garden area and pop those down in here. The strawberries are complete. That's our very first crop ever in the high tunnel, planted and done. Second row coming in are the tomatoes that I grew from seed, and I've been keeping them watered and healthy for a couple of months. So we have several varieties. I have beefsteak, Bonnie's Best, Prudence Purple. I have 2 varieties of Romas. One is Roma and one is San Moran's. And so we'll see. I like those Roma tomatoes. They are great for canning and sauce making. And the beefsteak, and I've never grown the Prudence Purple, but I like the idea of a darker tomato, so we'll see. And the Bonnie's Best and the beefsteak are great for slicing. So I have a little bit of tomato tone here, and I have some biotone starter here, so I'm going to mix the tomato tone and the biotone. I'm going to put a little bit in here. It's pretty much the same thing from this company, Espoma. Their products are fabulous. Their potting soils, their starter mix, their fertilizers. Their fertilizers are organic. They say they're safe around pets and kids. All right, and I'm coming right down under this. This ground is still a little bit dry underneath. I just started the drip yesterday, but as it gets moist, the compost will start to do its job down in here. and the soil will become a little richer. When you're planting your tomatoes, you want to bury them as deeply as you can. And the roots look a little dry, but they look fairly good. They've been in these pots for a while. They've been ready to come out of these pots for a while. Today's the day you get to come out of your pots and into the high tunnel. And I am going to mound up around them. The drip will come right to it. Maybe not this first one, but this is a little bit long, but that's okay. They go right in there and hook around that tomato. That way they don't tug on it too bad. And then you take this part, and the tomato starts to wind up. So each week I'll come out and start to wind my tomato up. Giving it a good, strong foundation for growing. I'm gonna cut that excess off. All right, number 2. so far. Looks fabulous. We'll get it watered in, and then we'll go to town and get some more wire for the top, and then we'll finish planting the rest of these babies. This is the next morning after being planted. The tomatoes look good. They have rebounded well. The double drip is working great. The strawberries look nice. And hopefully in about 3 or 4 days, we'll start to have some flowers and some tomatoes growing. So I'm very pleased. Very nice. First 2 rows in the high tunnel.